what the self-help industry doesn't want you to know? That 99.5% of people who watch transformational videos will never actually transform their lives. Not because they're lazy, not because they didn't try hard enough, but because they were sold a lie. The lie that you can think your way out of subconscious programming. The lie that if you just stay consistent for 6 to 12 months, everything will magically change. The lie that more information equals transformation. Hi, I'm Dr. Amira Hall. I'm the author of The Success Frequency, and for the last 25 years, I've been helping people unlock their extraordinary potential through energy alignment and quantum manifestation. I've worked with everyone from entrepreneurs who are struggling, professionals who are stuck in their career path, to billionaires. And today I'm going to give you the full guide to actually reinventing your life in just 3 to 6 months, not spending hours a day meditating, not doing endless visualizing and journaling practices, but with just 15 minutes a day, using the right tools in the right sequence. Because I've spent years working with people who have tried everything. They've read all the books, they've watched all the videos, they set the intentions till the moon is blue. They'd meditated, journaled, they visualized, and they're still stuck. Not because the information was wrong, but because their subconscious programming was never addressed. And that's what we're going to be talking about here today. The brutal truth about self-directed change. Here's what nobody wants to admit. Working on your own for 6 to 12 months isn't going to bring you lasting success. I know that's what you want to hear. All these YouTubers are out there promising that you can do it alone. Just follow their system. Just be consistent. Just believe. But the reality, the actual data, less than 0.5% of people on the planet will actually fulfill or follow that methodology. Not because the methodology is bad, but because the subconscious programming doesn't want to release it. If the blocks aren't removed or changed, there's going to be no change. Let's talk about science for a second. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your behavior. And this comes from Dr. Bruce Lipton's epigenetics research. That means only 5% of what you do comes from conscious decision making. And the other 95%, well, that's autopilot programs installed before you were 7 years old. Now, here's the problem with just meditate for a year approach. Your subconscious mind doesn't respond to willpower. You can consciously want financial abundance all you want. But if your subconscious is programmed with money is hard to earn or rich people are greedy, that 95% will override your 5% every single time. And this is why people set New Year's resolutions and fail by February. And this is why someone can know exactly what to do and still not do it. And this is why watching another YouTube video won't fix your life. Think of your subconscious programming like software running in the background. You can try to install new apps, new habits, new beliefs, new visualizations, all you want. But if the operating system's corrupt, those new apps will crash. And this is why most transformational programs fail, because they try to build new patterns on top of old programming. And it's like trying to build a house on a cracked foundation. You might get 2 floors up and then the whole house collapses. And the research is clear on this. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's work, The Body Keeps the Score, shows that trauma creates neural pathways that persist until they're actively released. Dr. Joe Dispenza's neuroscience research proves that limiting beliefs embed themselves in the nervous system, not in the mind. Dr. Bruce Lipton's biology of belief demonstrates that the subconscious requires specific techniques to access and reprogram. You can't think your way out of subconscious blocks. You need targeted tools that work at the subconscious level. And that's exactly what I've designed my system to do in just 15 minutes a day. Here's what I've seen over the years of working with people. Most don't trust meditation or visualization. And honestly, I get it. They've tried it and they sat there for 10 minutes trying to clear their mind and felt nothing. They gave up. They blamed themselves for maybe not doing it right or it wasn't meant for them. But here's the thing. Generic meditation isn't designed to clear your subconscious blocks. It's designed for stress relief, presence, general wellness. That's great for maintenance, but it's not enough for transformation. Transformation requires quantum tools specifically designed to access the subconscious identity blocks, rewire neural pathways, shift energetic frequency at the root level. They aren't just meditate and hope for the best practice. They're precision instruments, and most people have never been taught how to use them. And that's why I created a specific system, a system that gives people tools they need and, more importantly, guides them through using those tools until they start feeling the shift. Because when people start feeling the shift, when they start to experience it in their body, not just in their head, that's when they really start believing it. And that's when they want more. That's when their vibration actually changes. I've watched this with my own students. They come in excited. They say they're going to journal, for example. They say they're going to meditate every day for a week and maybe two. And then they do, and then they stop. And they have to be reminded, did you journal today about what's different? Oh, no, I forgot. I'll do it later. Let me think about it. Same thing with meditation. They say, oh, I didn't do it this morning. I'll do it this afternoon. And then the afternoon comes and I'll do it tonight. And then nighttime comes and I'll just do it tomorrow. And the whole cycle repeats itself again and again. That's just human nature. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's how our brains are wired. And without a training system or a track to stay on course, without feeling accountable to someone, people just drift off. They lose momentum. They fall back on the old patterns. And then they beat themselves up for it. If I didn't have a training system in place, if my students didn't have someone to feel accountable to, they wouldn't do their meditation. They wouldn't do their journaling and looking at what's different. And they wouldn't do the practices to actually create the change. Not because they don't want to, but because their subconscious pulls them backwards to what's familiar, even when that familiar is painful. And that's why my system is built in 3 phases. And there's a specific reason for each one. This is your full guide to reinventing your life in 3 to 6 months, not by harder, but by working smarter and with just 15 minutes a day. So phase 1, you know your frequency. You can't change what you can't see. This is why the very first step is always assessment. Your current frequency is a sum total of your subconscious programming, your beliefs, your emotions, and energetic state. It's broadcasting 24/7. And according to quantum physics and the law of attraction, research from the HeartMath Institute, that frequency is literally attracting matching experiences. If your frequency is tuned into scarcity, you're going to keep experiencing scarcity. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because you're broadcasting that particular signal. The frequency assessment identifies what limiting beliefs are running, where energetic blocks exist, what frequencies you're currently broadcasting, and what's actually keeping you stuck. And without this baseline, you're shooting in the dark. You might work on discipline when the real issue is worthiness block. You might focus on money mindset when the real issue is unprocessed grief. And the assessment gives us a map, so you know exactly what needs to shift. Then in phase 2 is a 4-week one-on-one initiation. We begin clearing the blocks. And this is where the real work begins. And this is what's missing from every YouTube video. The subconscious responds to specific quantum tools that bypass your conscious mind's defenses. But here's the critical part. You need guidance through this. Why? Because when you start clearing blocks, resistance shows up. The ego freaks out. Old patterns fight back. They want to survive. Emotions come up that have been buried for decades. This is the phase where about 99% of people quit when they're on their own. They hit that resistance and they don't know what's going on. They think it's not working, or they feel worse before they feel better, and then they bail. And that's why I implemented that 4-week one-on-one initiation. I share with you the formulated quantum tools. I teach you how to apply these techniques. And most people don't trust meditation or visualization because they've never been shown how to use it properly. They need specific tools to help them through it, to start feeling the shift and believing it and wanting more of it. And that's what happens during that 4-week initiation. The first week, we start with the quantum tools and applying and releasing major blocks. You literally start experiencing the shift, not just intellectually, you feel it. And so this is crucial because the belief comes from experience, not theory. As week 2 comes, we go deep. Secondary blocks emerge, we clear those. Your vibration starts changing. You notice smaller synchronicities. Life starts to feel lighter. By week 3, start integrating these new tools, becoming more familiar, and start trusting the process. Gratitude starts creeping in organically. Not that forced fake gratitude, real feeling gratitude. In week 4, you've cleared the major blocks. Your frequency has a measurable shift. You're happier, you're lighter, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And more importantly, you believe this actually works now because you've experienced it. And when people are convinced it's actually changing their vibration, well, that's when gratitude starts creeping in. They're happier, they're lighter, and they see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's where they're ready for phase 3, where we commit to 15 minutes a day every week, and we start working with the group and the online training that coordinates with the one-on-one sessions. My course is pre-recorded. You can do it on your own time. This is where YouTube videos just can't do this because everyone's blocks are different. Everyone's resistance shows up different. Everyone needs personalized guidance to navigate their own unique programming. And this is why the initiation of one-on-one, so it actually gets you exactly what you need, not generic advice. And that's where most people don't realize they need accountability. They need someone checking in on them. Did you do your practice today? How did that meditation feel? What came up for you? Without that, they say they're going to do it in the morning, the afternoon, then the night, then tomorrow. The weeks go by and nothing changes. It's human nature. I'm not judging it. I'm working with it. That's why I designed the system the way it is. So phase 3 is the 10-week training program. We're reconditioning and reprogramming. Once the blocks are cleared, now you can build. Dr. Maxwell Maltz's research in psychocybernetics showed it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit. That's about 2 months. And we're not just talking about habits. We're talking about rewiring your deep neural pathways, ones that have been reinforced for 20, 30, and 40 years. And that takes time. It takes repetition. It takes consistent practice. It takes 60 days to recondition. So we need that time to reprogram the brain and the body with these new patterns that are going to sustain and are going to be lasting. Why 10 weeks? Well, this gives you enough time, more than 66 days needed to establish a basic habit. And because transformation isn't linear, weeks 1 to 3, you're learning new patterns. It feels awkward. The old programming tries to reassert itself. Weeks 4 to 6, new patterns start to feel more natural. You have some wins. Confidence is building. Weeks 7 and 8, there's deeper integration. The new way of being becomes your default more than not. Weeks 9 to 10, solidification begins, and this new programming is embedded. It's not something you do anymore, it's who you are. And that time commitment is 15 minutes a day. This isn't just a practice meditation on your own for 10 weeks. This is structured progressive training. Week by week, you're installing new beliefs at the subconscious level, building new neural pathways through specific exercises, practicing the quantum manifestation techniques, receiving feedback and course correction as you go, getting the accountability to keeping you on track when motivation dips. And that accountability piece, well, I think it's everything because I've watched what happens without it. Students start strong. Week 1, they're doing everything. Week 2, they're still committed. Week 3, they miss a day. Week 4, they've stopped completely and they feel terrible about it. But with this training system, with a track to stay on course, with someone to hold you accountable, they keep going, even on the days when they don't feel like it, even when the motivation fades, even when life gets busy, because they have structure, they have support, they have someone saying, I'm here with you, keep going. Why you can't do it this alone? Here's what happens when people try to do 10 weeks of self-directed transformation. Week 1, motivated, excited, doing all the practices. Week 2, still going strong. Week 3, life gets busy. They miss a day, then 2, then 3, then a week. Week 4, they're falling off completely, feeling guilty, beat themselves up. Then they blame themselves for lacking discipline. But it's not about discipline. It's about the subconscious pulling you back. into what's familiar. Your nervous system is designed to maintain homeostasis. Even if familiar is miserable, it feels safe to your subconscious mind. Change feels dangerous. So your system will sabotage and pull you backwards. And this is why you need external accountability, someone to reflect back what's happening, guidance when resistance shows up, encouragement when you can't see your own progress, and a training system that keeps you on track. Let's do the math. 4 weeks of intensive block clearing plus 10 weeks of reconditioning equals 14 weeks total. That's 3.5 months, not 6 to 12 months of fumbling around on your own. Not years of therapy that talks about your childhood, but doesn't actually reprogram anything. Not a lifetime of self-help books that gives you information, but no transformation. 13 focused weeks with the right tools and guidance with just 15 minutes a day. Here's what that looks like in practice. Weeks 1 through 4, you identify the core limiting beliefs. You clear the energetic and subconscious blocks. You experience tangible shifts in how you feel. Your frequency measurably changes. Start believing transformation is possible for you. 15 minutes a day, targeted quantum tools and practices. Month 2, you build new beliefs. They're installed at the subconscious level. New neural pathways are forming. You're practicing quantum tools daily. The small wins are appearing in your external reality. Your confidence builds. Reality shifts. Month 3, weeks 9 through 12, new patterns start feeling natural, and the gap between your old self and your new self widens. And external results become more obvious. You're operating from a whole different frequency. Manifestation, you're just maintaining and manifesting 15 minutes a day. And by weeks 13 and 14, that new programming is embedded. You've become someone different, and the changes are permanent, not fragile. You have the tools to maintain the new frequency. You're ready to continue expanding on your own. Just 15 minutes a day of integration and focused practice. If you've been watching transformation videos for months or years, and you've tried meditation, journaling, and affirmations and vision boards, and if you've read the books and taken the courses and the seminars and set the intentions and you're still stuck, it's not your fault. You've been trying to build on a cracked foundation. You've been trying to override 95% subconscious programming with 5% willpower. You've been trying to do in 12 months what requires targeted intervention for 14 weeks. And you've been trying to do it alone without accountability, without a track to stay on course, without someone to remind you when you forget, without a training system designed to work with human nature, not against it. The missing piece isn't more information. It's clearing the blocks first, then reprogramming with guidance, then integrating with accountability, all with just 15 minutes a day. Let me be clear about something. That 0.5% who succeed with self-directed transformation, they're not more disciplined than you. They're not more worthy. They're not more special. They either got lucky and didn't have deep subconscious blocks, which is rare, or they stumbled onto the right clearing tools by accident, and rare, and they had some external accountability structure, maybe a mentor or a coach or something they're not mentioning. The other 99.5% aren't failing because they're broken. They're failing because they're using the wrong approach. You can't think your way out of subconscious programming. You can't willpower your way through the energetic blocks. You can't YouTube video your way out of lasting transformation. You absolutely need an assessment to know where you're actually blocked, specific quantum tools to clear these blocks, one-on-one guidance through the resistance, structured reconditioning for at least 60 days, and accountability to maintain these new patterns that are embedded. This is why my system works when others don't. It's not magic. It's not woo-woo. It's neuroscience. It's quantum physics, plus proper sequencing, plus personalized support and accountability that works with human nature. And it takes just 15 minutes a day. So if you're working with me, here's what actually happens. You won't meditate for an hour and feel nothing. You'll use targeted quantum tools for 15 minutes, and you'll feel the immediate shifts. You won't wonder if it's working. You'll have tangible markers and someone reflecting back your progress. You won't do it alone. You'll have guidance when resistance shows up, and it will. And you won't say, I'll do it later and never do it. You'll have accountability and a training system to stay on track. You won't try to stay motivated for 12 months. You'll clear the blocks in 4 weeks and then recondition in 10. And when your system is actually ready to change, you won't be part of that 99.5% who quit. You'll be part of that 0.5% who actually transform because you'll have the foundation that makes transformation possible in 3.5 months with 15 minutes a day. You've probably noticed the pattern by now. Every self-help guru promises the same thing. Just follow my system for 6 to 12 months and your life will change. And maybe 1 in 200 actually do it. The rest, well, they beat themselves up for failing, for lacking discipline, for not wanting it bad enough. And that's not what's happening. What's actually happening is this: their subconscious programming was never addressed. So, no matter how good the information was, no matter how motivated they felt, no matter how many vision boards they made, the 95% autopilot kept pulling them backward. And they had no one to keep them accountable, no training system to stay on track, no one reminding them when they forget. The system works because it does what YouTube videos can't. It clears the foundation first, then builds with precision, then supports you until it's solid with accountability every step of the way in just 15 minutes a day. That's the difference between information and transformation. That's why 14 focus weeks with the right structure beats 12 months of fumbling around alone in the dark. And that's why less than 0.5% succeed on their own, and why the ones with proper guidance actually become unrecognizable in 3.5 months. The question isn't whether transformation is possible. The science proves it. The question is, are you ready to do it in the way that actually works? Are you ready to stop spinning your wheels with generic advice? Are you ready to clear the blocks that have been holding you back for years? Are you ready to have someone guide you through the process until lasting change becomes inevitable? Are you ready to have that accountability that keeps you on track? Because if you are, I've created a frequency assessment that is the first step. The link is in the description. Go ahead and download it. Go through it honestly and see what's actually keeping you stuck. And if you're ready for that 4-week one-to-one initiation, when we clear those blocks together and give you the quantum tools to work, where you'll have the accountability and a training system to keep you on course, where you only need 15 minutes a day to completely reinvent your life in 3.5 months. The details are in the description. I'm Dr. Amira Hall, and I'm here to help you stop trying and start transforming. I'll see you in the next one.